Our mind is our biggest asset, but it's constantly under attack. We need to learn how to protect it. Today, I'm gonna give you 9 tips how you can create a shield around your mind and how you can improve every day in order that you create even an environment where your mind can show its full potential. Hello people and welcome on my podcast with Network Marketing to the Moon, where today I'm going to share with you some very important information about our mind, which is our most important asset, and how we can protect it. Because if you want to be a high performer in business, in sports, or in life in general, your biggest battlefield is not your body, is not your bank account, it's in your mind. And here is the truth. Either you will protect your mind by design or it will be attacked by default. Because by default, our mind is constantly under a negative influence. It doesn't matter in which direction you look, either it's on social media or it comes from the news or from our neighbor that is not happy with his life. However, we are constantly exposed to negativity. That's why it's very important that we learn how to protect our mind and how we can even improve the performance of our mind by creating the perfect environment for it. What do I mean with that? I read the book Atomic Habits and I was fascinated by the story that I found in this book of Mr. Polgar and his daughters. He was a scientist that had to do with the development of the human mind, and he wanted basically to prove that his theory was right. He claims that if you give to a person the right environment, the chances are higher that this person will succeed if the environment is promoting activity that goes into the direction of their goals. So what did he do? He had 3 daughters. Their names were Susan, Sophia, and Judith. And he created an environment that was completely exposed to the chess game. Everything in their house was about chess. The pictures on the wall, the games that were playing when they had family time, the people that they invited to their house were either chess players or even chess masters. And every time when they could go somewhere, they decided to choose a location or a place that had something to do with the chess game. The result of it, all 3 sisters became chess world champions, and Judith, which was the youngest, she became the best female chess player in the world and won matches against 11 world champions. So this is not a coincidence, because normally you have a chess master every I don't know how many millions of people on this world, and the probability that you have 3 in your family in the same house is impossible. So this is a clear experiment done even with human beings that proves if your environment promotes growth into a certain direction, growth will happen. On the same time, you have also focus when the environment suggests you all the time to focus on a specific thing. Automatically, everything that is left and right doesn't matter. What is the problem nowadays? People have difficulties to focus. Today, the most wanted currency is our attention. So everybody is trying to claim our attention, either with advertising on social media or with news that induct to have fear because of very bad things that are happening on this world. And last but not least, some friends, and I'm sure everybody has this kind of friends, they call you because they want to go for a coffee with you, and then you meet them, you're very happy to see them because it was a while since you met the last time, and then they start throwing all their negativity on you, how this is bad in their life, how that doesn't work in their life, about the problems that they have. And you just wanted to meet this person. You don't even realize what it's doing with you. But we have a part in our mind which is called our subconscious brain, and it's here in the back of our head, and it's like a recorder. We cannot choose what this part of our brain is recording. It's recording non-stop. So if we want or not, this negativity has found its place on our mind. And our mind, we need to consider it like a very fertile soil. Everything that you put in it grows. So I don't know you, but since it's my mind and my soil, I want to plant in it only stuff that I decide I will let in. And the problem is, if you don't decide about it, someone else will decide what they want to plant in your mind. That's why it's important that we are also some kind of jealous about the thoughts that we let into our mind. Because talking again about our subconscious brain, what is the peculiarity about this brain? It brings up stuff 24 hours after they got recorded. That means even if you get home on this evening after having this coffee with this person, you can feel great. But the day after, very likely you're gonna wake up with a very bad mood. You don't know why. You don't like how your life is going. You have also a bad attitude towards the people of your environment, and you have basically no reason for it. The reason were these negative thoughts that were planted into your subconscious mind, and finally they are coming out. So this is also a proof that we need to keep negativity out of our mind. We need to be very selective and jealous when it comes to identify what and who we let inside of our brain or of our mind. Since I'm a very practical person and I want to add value for you, by the way, if you like the content that I'm sharing with you, then subscribe my channel and activate the bell so that you will never miss any episode and any added value that I will provide to you. But for today, I thought about 9 points that you can do, practical things that will allow you to protect your mind. If you follow me on social media, then you know that I have right now a cleanup challenge running. This is a procedure that allows us to replace negative thoughts by positive things. Yes, because the space that we have in our mind, in our brain, is limited. So we need to make space in order that we can bring in more positive stuff. This cleanup challenge that takes 21 days, it's a procedure how to get rid of our negative thoughts, of our problems, and how we can replace them by positive things. So let's jump into the 9 points. Point number 1, everybody needs a news diet. Newspaper, the news we can watch in TV or that we can also find on social media. These are reporting about very bad things that are happening in this world. I'm not saying not to be interested into this stuff, but if this stuff starts to influence your behavior, your mood, and your mind, then it's not good. So limit yourself to 10 minutes of news every day, or even do a 7-day detox once you feel that you need it. Tip number 2, social media filter. You need to define what you're watching. Today, I see more people in my feed that I don't follow than people that I follow. That means that social media is deciding for me where my attention goes. So what can I suggest? You can mute or unfollow all these things that you cannot relate to anymore. And this will allow that the algorithm will only show things that you like, things that you follow. So be very selective when it comes to following some accounts, because automatically the algorithm will show you other things that go into the same direction. Tip number 3, daily positive dose. So Listen to very good podcasts daily. Listen to motivational videos daily. For example, I know a very cool podcast. It's called With Network Marketing to the Moon. I can promise you, if you listen 10 minutes daily to this podcast, you will grow from a mindset perspective. Jokes aside. However, I think you got the idea, and I'm sure that you know to which people you can listen to in order that you can learn and add value to your mind and to your life. Tip number 4, morning guard. Did you know that you shouldn't check your phone in the first hour after you woke up? Checking our phone will automatically generate dopamine in our body, but this shouldn't happen in the first hour after being awake. It's a nice balance between cortisol and dopamine that needs to happen. For example, you shouldn't also drink caffeine in the first hour after wake up. So make sure that you protect your mind with this morning guard routine by not checking your phone before 1 hour is over. Rather than this, use a better morning routine like breath work, cold plunging, journaling that keeps you more connected with earth, keeps you grounded, and allows you also to start with the right foot. Tip number 5, have an evening reset. Evening reset is like a mini cleanup challenge. Basically, you write down every evening what bothered you, what sorrows that you have. You rip off this paper and cut it into small pieces. With that, you will find your sleep faster and you will wake up on the next morning knowing that you have already a solution for it. Tip number 6. When you meet someone and this person starts gossiping about other people that you know or will start with negative conversations, you are allowed to stop this person. You can be very classy and tell this person, hey, I met you because I missed you, because I wanted to spend some time with you, but let's not talk about this negative stuff. Let's focus on our lives, on the positive things that are happening. Tell me what positive happened in your life during the last year. Very easy. If the person sticks to the fact that they want to vomit their negativity on you, just tell them that in that case, you will have to leave. It's normal. We need to protect our brain and we don't allow anyone to plant a negative seed into it. So these were 6 ways how to protect your mind. I'm going to give you 3 additional ones that I call them growth triggers that not only are going to protect your mind, but they will allow you also to grow faster and reach your objectives in a very faster way. Choose an anchor object. For example, I showed to my followers on Instagram that in front of me, I have a huge picture of a moon. This is my object. You know, my mission is to go on the moon with the success that we can achieve with network marketing. So by having the moon in front of me every day, it reminds me always of my vision. It reminds me always of my mission. And especially on days where not everything works as I wanted, I look at the moon and I remember, why am I doing this? So find something that will be your anchor and reminds you why you're doing this. Point number 8, try to create a learning environment. I know some people that are working, but on the same time, there is the TV running. Okay, so replace this TV with an audiobook, with a podcast that is running. I repeat, our subconscious brain is recording non-stop. Even the voice of the neighbor that is a bit too loud right now will be recorded. So if you can decide to switch off the TV and to switch on a very good podcast or a nice audiobook, then do that, because this will promote and will increase your learning curve. Point number 9, last but not least, because this is one of the best ones, 5 minutes a day of learning. It's a 5 minutes challenge. Basically, you try to find some information that you can read or that you can listen to, only 5 minutes. And this information should be useful and should make you better at your craft. in my case, for example, I'm going to find some content about entrepreneurship. I'm going to find some content about network marketing. I will read it or I will listen to it in order that tomorrow I have this new knowledge and I can use it to become a better entrepreneur or a better network marketer. In conclusion, I can tell you, you are not the sum of what you're thinking. You are the sum of what your environment allows you to think. That's why make sure that you align your environment in a way that it promotes growth, it promotes the protection of your mind, which is your best asset, which is also your best ally, because thanks to your mind, thanks to this accessory, you can achieve your goals faster. This is your best asset. So learn to ask smart questions to your mind, protect it along the way, and I'm sure that you will learn how to use it in a wiser way. So guys, if you want to know more about the cleanup challenge, write cleanup in the comments so that I can send you some information about it. I'm sure that you like this episode because it showed you how to protect your mind. If you want, share this content with the people where you think they might need to listen to this information. At the end of this video and in the description below, you will find also my other social media channels. Thanks for being here. See you next week.